Okay, so I've sat down Nick here, our resident Call of Duty expert, who's you spent a lot of time with Black Ops this week. Just in general, what do you think of the new Call of Duty?
Yeah, we went to an event early in the week where we had a presentation first and then got hands-on. I thought it was pretty cool. It's always weird when they come out with new stuff, and especially in recent years we've had Titanfall and then Destiny and then Advanced Warfare and now Black Ops 3, where they have this special movement system, which is different variations on having boost and jetpacks and wall running and all that stuff. And
so it's all bleeding into each other.
Yeah, and every time there's a new one, you start thinking, okay, what is going to be new, and what are they, sort of grabbing from other ones? And it's actually still feels a little bit different. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit closer to Titanfall in a way, maybe. But I think it feels really good. I like that the way that it fits Call of Duty with the speed, and I like the verticality in Advanced Warfare. There's a little bit less of it, and in a way it sort of makes sense. It's still there. You can still jump up to places quicker than in the old school where you would climb up a ladder and all that.
And you're more unpredictable. You're not using ladders and stuff.
Yeah, and that's actually really good for a game like Call of Duty where you want to have it fast-paced. You want to I think you do. Everyone dies a lot in Call of Duty, and then it's a quick way of getting into the action again. And now you have the wall running, but you also have this jetpack sort of thing, and it works both for when you're jumping and when you're sliding. So you can always slide, but if you have some of that energy on your jetpack, you can sort of boost slide. And that's a really good way of getting back into the action. It's a great way of flanking people. If you're doing some objective, you can get around the map quick. And yeah, if you're sort of, I've played it a little bit two ways. There's when it's something new, you want to jump into it. You want to try that, boosting and all that. I used short-range weapons and try to get into the action. That's super fun. But I also found out sometimes it's really risky because you do put yourself out there. If you're sort of harder to hit, but you can also get in some bad situations. And also because there's this meter, so you run out of charge in your jetpack, and when you run out, you're really in a bad spot.
So it's always that tactical decision.
Yeah.
Do you use your last boost, or do you?
And then I tried playing a little bit. How else can you play it? And there's still a really viable option to post up with an AR or a sniper and sort of overlook the map. I think the best way to play as a team is to have both, and I think it's really great for a lot of people that all the options seems to be viable. Another thing that I actually sort of forgot in the beginning when I was playing was that swimming is a thing now.
Yeah.
You can jump into the water, and I just having played Call of Duty in so many years, you're like, okay, that's the water, I'm not going to go there. And a dude jumps up, you can boost out, and it's like, whoa, oh yeah, I need to to check that out.
So how do you feel about that? Do you feel it's gimmicky, or do you feel it's actually adding something meaningful to the experience?
It feels really good. It's going to be, you're going to have to play more to really find out how it is, but so far it feels good. It's just you need to think differently all of a sudden.
Yeah.
With Advanced Warfare adding verticality, this is sort of that in another way.
Submerged. Yeah. You got that. You got to sort of keep your eyes both up and below.
Which is how it is with Weird War as well. So I think it's cool so far. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the scuba troopers. Never forget about those, right?
Yeah. The other thing that was really big was that after you go through all the menus of picking your guns and your setup, you pick sort of a character that is going to be the specialist that you want, the ability. And each of them have a weapon one and more of an ability one. And you pick which one you want.
You pick one of those two. Yeah.
And you pick which character you want. There were 6 characters we could choose from. I think they said there was 9 total.
Yeah, 9 total.
And so you pick that before the map. You can't change that through the map like you can with your classes that you created. And that really changes things a lot. It is. I kept calling it supers in the beginning because it's very similar to Destiny, and some of them are almost like copies, which I guess is hard with that stuff. But there's sort of a Titan smasher, a guy that jumps in with 2 knives and smashes the ground, Hulk smash sort of thing. And there's a one where you pull out a powerful hand cannon that one-shots people, and you can shoot through people similar to a golden gun in Destiny. And that's really cool. That was a thing that it was fun, but that felt very different for me, and I'm not sure if that's something I'm eventually gonna love, because.
How powerful was it? Does it change the whole sort of premise of it, or is it something that you'll only rarely encounter? Or
it's super powerful. The only thing that that you have to think about is your health doesn't change. So what happened to me a couple of times is I tried the hand cannon, pull it out, and then you can, if another guy has a super, you can die really quick. So then I just lost that super. One thing I will say about it that I think is really cool for a lot of people is, kill streaks. You have to earn the kills, get a lot of kills, and you could have the streaks that didn't reset, but this doesn't reset either. So I think for a lot of people who are not good at Call of Duty, it's going to be a great way of feeling powerful in moments, because it will, even if you never get a kill, it will slowly recharge. Every time you do some objective or do a kill, it charges a little bit faster, but you will eventually get it either way. If you get more kills, you'll get it faster, and if you die without using it, you'll have it when you respawn. So I think that's a really great way of doing something where more people will feel powerful.
And there's not the danger, because it's Call of Duty, so it's so fast-paced. I guess there's not the danger of people just sort of being more campy and waiting for it to load.
Because that's not worth it at all. You get it faster by being aggressive. And I had one that you can probably see in one of the clips where I tried different ones. I had one opportunity where I almost got in in a crazy situation with it, because one was like a minigun you can get as your hand, and I was just mowing people down, and somehow I ended up with spawn, and they were just running at me. And if I just kept shooting and stayed in my position, I would have gotten 15 kills in a row. But what is really cool with that is, that adds kills to my team, but you don't charge the super while you use it. So it's not like you're going to have a guy with that who's just going to keep recharging. It's not until that I'm done using it that I'm going to keep charging it again.
That's cool,
other than that, I think they showed some of the customization on the gun. There's skins, and you can sort of paint your own stuff. There was a lot of cool things with attachments where they sort of changed how attachments works on guns. There was now basically all guns you could choose not to have a scope on if you prefer that. You could choose up to have 5 attachments, and before it was sort of if you had one rifle or a barrel attachment underneath, you had a grenade launcher or a grip. There's all the things you couldn't pick. And now there's more options in that stuff, which seems really cool. And Treyarch, I am a big Infinity Ward guy, and I've preferred those games in the past, and I love what Sledgehammer has been doing. But Treyarch has been doing great stuff, especially with Black Ops 2 and for competitive, which I care about a lot for esports. And you can tell, they're very serious about it. And I think I'm really looking forward to see what they do. They take it very serious, and going into this 3-year development cycle now is going to be great. It's going to be they have had this whole time with the next gen hardware, or current gen now, which is also something that's going to be different. Infinity Ward was sort of didn't really have the time with that hardware maybe, and I think Sledgehammer did a great job, but that was their first big thing. And now we're going to see Treyarch, who did great with Black Ops 2, what they can do with the hardware. So yeah,
very interesting. And we should say we've been focusing all along about the multiplayer. There is, of course, other things as well, but the focus here at E3 was multiplayer.
I asked them about it in the interviews, and we touched on it shortly, but they're not really talking about it. And zombies is there as well, but that's all we're going to hear more about that. You
always get the full package with Call of Duty.
And also for competitive, they're going to talk more about that. It sounds like they're doing a lot of esports modes and capture stuff, and that we saw in Black Ops 2. That is great for Gamereactor as well for doing GR Friday night. So, but they will talk more about that later.
Just briefly, what modes did you get to try?
I played. There was nothing new. We played new maps, 4 maps, I think. I played Kill Confirmed on 1. We played Hardpoint on 1, and Domination, I think. So I don't know if I played. I think maybe I played one of those twice. But it was all classic modes. They worked really well. On new
so
maps.
They're saving the new signature mode.
But it was also, I think in general it's good when you do it that way, because when you play new maps, it's nice to play a mode that and that worked out really well. So far, the maps seemed cool. There wasn't a map that was oh, this is the best map ever, but they all felt like good maps. So yeah, that was cool.
All right.
Really, excited for it. Can't wait to see. I'm assuming we'll see more at Gamescom.
All right. So that's Call of Duty Black Ops 3.